Hey, what's up, everybody? It's another installment of Elev8. This week, we have a very special guest, a local Colorado Springs glassblower, Will, otherwise known as Nero's underscore fire on Instagram. He's one of our, he works over at Elev8 Premier. He blows glass at our studio here in Colorado Springs, and I'm super excited to talk to him today. We're going to dive right in. So, ladies and gentlemen, Will.
Howdy.
How's it going, man? What are you working on tonight?
I'm gonna be melting in a frit blank in a second. I was just prepping
Very
some
cool.
tubing.
Very cool. For viewers that don't know, frit is like crushed up glass. We've covered that a few times with some different artists, but it's a good way to get colors. You can get really cool, unique patterns through frit. What's your favorite thing about frit?
I like the texture of it. There's not
The
like,
texture.
yeah. It gives the glass like a
Absolutely.
textural quality, and I think that
Absolutely.
it could look really good under some like other colors as well. I haven't tried it, but like I hear a lot that like people don't like frit so much. But I think it has a lot of potential, personally.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how did you get started blowing glass?
Um, I I was in a bunch of like Facebook collectors groups in college, like Darby
Nice.
and like I don't know,
Like the
like
marble
Ease
collectors
and
group and
stuff like
things like
that.
that?
Yeah. And so like I had really never seen any work before like that, and I thought it was really cool. I was actually in school for like illustration and like painting and drawing and stuff at the time,
Very
and
cool.
then like I started like buying work from those groups and then like reselling it, and
Nice.
so I saw a lot of really cool work go through my hands, but I couldn't really, blow glass because New York is, they have a problem with, explosive stuff and flammable stuff. So when I
Yeah.
graduated, I went back to Houston to just, I don't know, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I found a little hole in the wall glass blowing studio where they showed you how you could make like Christmas ornaments and stuff like that. But I went in there, I was like, I want to make pipes. I want to make pipes. I want to make pipes. So
Nice. Nice.
after that, I like I started working there for a year, and then I kind of like bought my own equipment and saved up and stuff like that. So
Very
it was
cool.
a
And how
slow
long ago
roll.
was that?
That was I graduated in 2015, so it's been over the. I've started blowing glass like I think 4 years and like 4 months ago or something. Like Facebook keeps reminding me with like
Nice. That's
all the
awesome.
terrible work I used to make when I first started.
Yeah. Did you have a mentor when you started? Like,
Um, Not really. No one was really like keen to take anybody on as a as like a mentor kind of like relationship, just because
yeah.
there's not a lot of student space there, and so yeah, no, not really. I watched a lot of Torch Talk. I watched a lot of the Revere
Oh,
videos
yeah.
they post on there,
I've
and
seen plenty of Torch Talks and Revere Glass
yeah,
videos. Those are super
just
helpful.
trying to get as much information as I can. Yeah.
hmm Yeah. Another good source for information is our elevateuniversity.com. We have all sorts of like classes that you could take online to like learn about glass blowing techniques and our vaporizers and stuff like that. Quick plug for our elevateuniversity.com. You mentioned that you were going to school for art, so glass is not the only medium that you make art with?
No, I have like a traditional fine art background, but uh, I use drawing more as like a tool to accomplish like other things. I think like everybody would benefit from getting like a fine art background. It doesn't teach you how to do anything in particular, which is kind of what's wrong with the degree. Like you can't really get a
Yeah,
job with it, but it teaches you like if you want to make something like the way that you should go about it, basically.
the
Like,
process.
yeah. When it comes to design and picking colors and like what looks good, it's like a really good base foundation to have for like doing a lot of other things.
Nice. That's really cool. Do you still do any painting or drawing nowadays, or just primarily glass?
I like try and keep my drawing skills sharp, but I don't ever take on any big like drawing projects or painting projects or anything like that.
Gotcha.
I try and keep my like attention and focus on glass.
Very cool. So you've gotten up to a big flame now. You're melting that frit in. You melted down from your handle side to the end of that blank, melting in that frit slowly, and now you just, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just letting it get super soupy hot, just trying to keep it in its original shape, but shrink it down a bit. And then as it shrinks down, I'm gonna puff it back out a couple times, and that's gonna help that frit go up into the walls and really, really make it a strong, like one piece of glass.
Gotcha, gotcha. What was the first item that you blew on your own?
On my own. I mean, like the first thing I ever made was a spoon pipe, and I made that after like in a lesson, right? And that was a
Yeah,
wrap and rake spoon pipe, and that's all I wanted to do is learn how to make pipes. Like that was the thing. So it wasn't just one pipe; it was 100 pipes.
nice.
And I like made my first 100 pipes on this little torch right here.
Oh,
And
nice.
I still
Is that
use
a
it as my hand
bobcat?
torch. Yeah, it's a little bobcat.
Nice. I know a couple people who started out with those torch or with
They're
that
great.
torch.
They're great little torches. I mean, they're basically beating torches, but they really teach you how to use the heat like efficiently. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. So you mentioned wrap and rake was in your first spoon. Did you
yeah.
use that technique a lot early on in your career,
Oh
or any other
yeah. Oh
technique?
yeah. That immediately the obsession became like what colors look good wrapped and raked together. I have to try like every single one, and then like
Nice. I'm
that's
sure that
you
was
know that's
fun.
that's how you get hooked. It spills into like what colors do you like from there, and like
Yeah,
oh
like how
you
can
do
I make
something on
this look
accident.
cool for me?
Oh, you can feather it and do it the like rake it the other
Gotta keep
way and stuff
feathering
like
it,
that.
brother.
You know.
Absolutely. Um, do you have any of those first 100 pipes that you still hold on to or cherish?
No, my house is raided and the cops took them.
Oh, bastard.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately.
do you keep anything from your work nowadays?
Um, I saw an awesome meme on Torch Talk a long time ago that was like the Dos Equis guy, and it was like I don't often keep my work, but when I do, there's something fucking wrong with it.
Yeah, that seems to be the general consensus with most of these
Yeah.
glassblowers that I've talked to. They're like, it's got to be crap or not looking pretty or something, but then I'll keep it. Like Bear Claw, I talked to him last week. He said he doesn't even keep his second quality pieces. He just smashes them or tosses them straight into the water bucket.
Yeah, that's like a fine art thing. Like you'd think you'd see more of like sketches from traditional artists and stuff like that,
Yeah,
but like they would really just practice drawing on this little like tablet like thing that they could clean off that was like ceramic, and they were really big on destroying everything that wasn't perfect. So the only reason that we have any of like Michelangelo sketches or anything like that is just like like really just chance. So I mean, in
yeah, just pure luck.
Gucci does stuff like that. They like only make a certain amount of product and then they like burn all the rest or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
There's
But
yeah, it's good for the
creates more of a
quality of your
demand, I
work.
guess.
Yeah,
Exactly,
it's
that too.
it's good for your work in the future. Like, it's not
Hmm.
good to have like, someone's like, oh, I got this old school like, I don't want to say any artist name in particular, but
Yeah,
like, I guess Nero piece, and it's if it's garbage, I mean, it's like, it decreases your value as an artist.
yeah, exactly, exactly. If you do have an old school piece from like 4 years ago, and you're like, look at how fresh this thing is, that says a lot more for your work than putting out things that are maybe not quite up to par as far as quality. What are your favorite items to blow?
I just like making anything that you can smoke out of, really. I mean, I've kind of made a lot of spoon pipes. I think I'm over spoon pipes. But I like
Nice.
Sherlock's. I like making bubblers, but I don't really like making bubblers as much as I like the practice it gives me for like making rigs. Because bubblers are like the thing right below a rig, right? To me, at
Yeah,
least. But
definitely,
so
definitely.
just like I enjoy just the progression of trying to make, uh, a bunch of different forms and shapes and styles of stuff. Um,
Absolutely. Do you sketch out any of these forms or shapes before you attempt them, or do you just kind of dive right in and?
Oh heck yeah, I do that. I do that a lot. But it's way easier to draw something that it's easy to draw something that's impossible to make, right?
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, it just can't. They go hand in hand. You can't do one without the other. But yeah, I do
nice.
often sketch out shapes and stuff.
What is your favorite color to work with?
Favorite color to work with. You know what? I really don't have one. I think I like working with fume a lot.
Nice. I'll accept that answer. I would consider that not exactly a color, but an application for getting a certain type of color.
When I first started out, fume was like, oh, this is the cheap stuff. This is the cheap way you get color in there. But it really teaches you how to treat other colors and like, because you can burn it out very easily. If you mistreat a layer
Yeah,
of fume, it can just disappear on you.
yeah, absolutely. I've been there, done that.
And so like
Yep.
I really value that. And then the skill ceiling on fume is so high. Like you'll never be a master of fume.
Oh, absolutely. Are you familiar with Kotsuros, John Kotsuros?
No, I don't believe I am.
He's a glass artist. He's out of Philadelphia, I believe. He's like got 20 years under his belt or something. But he's been recently doing like a whole bunch of experimentation with fume and different applications and different like oxygen levels in his flame, and tried to get all these different colors. And he's getting like greens and almost like reds and purples out of his fume, which is
Wow.
blowing and just from silver, which is pretty crazy. For those that don't know, silver tends to only stay within like that yellowish, bluish range of color, unless you do lots of fancy stuff to it, like this guy's doing, which was way over my head as far as comprehension. Um, what is your favorite style or technique to work with nowadays?
Um, I I don't know. I'm I've been kind of all over the place. Like I'm still trying to find kind of my style, I guess. But everybody says
Absolutely.
to always try and work in clear, but I haven't. That really hasn't been me. I've like poured a lot of time into making like really nice prep and then trying to make pieces out of it and failed and
Yeah,
failed. But what
absolutely.
that's done is given me like a lot of practice like with color application techniques. And so like I feel
Definitely.
pretty comfortable and well rounded, but I don't really know what my thing is yet.
Nice. What's the most difficult piece that you've attempted?
A giant glass dildo.
That's fun. Did
it,
it uh, did it survive, or did you
it
complete the piece?
survived. It survived. It was just very difficult. Like the thing is, like SolidWorks sounds simple because it's like it's not going to break on you, and it's just a lot of
Yeah.
slow, steady heat. I mean, it's difficult and hot working it, but it's not. It's not like that hard. You know, that's what you think looking at it. But
Yeah.
the dimensions of this dildo were pretty spectacular, and I decided I wanted to do it all out of one piece of glass,
Oh,
just so
wow.
that way it would have less stress in it. You know,
Yeah,
if you're making
absolutely.
body safe
Definitely.
work, you have to take into consideration all that.
Yeah,
And
definitely. Don't want that thing to break in use.
I went and got the largest rod that we have at our studio, and I didn't know how to cut it. That was the first hurdle. I cut a big chunk out of it, and then I put it in the kiln, and then heated it up, and then I didn't know how to pick it up because that was like a 5 pound solid chunk of glass to even work on it.
Yeah.
And then like yeah, the whole thing was like a whole huge learning experience. Um,
Nice.
yeah.
Did it have veins?
No, it did not have veins.
I'm just joking.
It did
um,
have like small Marias in it though. Like it was
ooh,
intense, man. Like
fancy.
it was
Fancy.
it was intense.
Um, let's stop over real quick. We're going to get Teresa with Elevate
Okay.
Veterans in here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Teresa here with Elevate Veterans. I just wanted to say thank you so much for following and for watching us. Hasn't the rest of this video been amazing? I love all the artists and our host. It's just so fun being a part of this organization, being able to reach out to everybody every week. But what I have right here is we have our vaporizer, some of our rigs that are for sale, and then we also have grinders. You can get anything you want engraved with Elev8 Veterans. Maybe not anything, but almost anything. You can also get the t-shirt, and we have patches so you can put them all over your jackets, your motorcycle helmet, whatever you want to do. I have my sexy truck here today. I get to drive this around all the time. It's great. But I want you to join us on the first Saturday in October because we have more professional glass blowers getting together to make more amazing pieces so that when they sell, you guys get more glass blowing and more vaporizers free of charge. I want to be able to give you all of it for free, but I can't unless this stuff sells. So, like we got this guy right here. Since it has a crack, it's only $20. First one that buys this, I'll throw in a t-shirt. It's a $40 deal. Anyway, thanks guys, and I hope you have a great, great, great weekend. Elevate, mind, body, and spirit.
All right, that was awesome. Thanks, Teresa. And back to Will. All right. What would you consider the most challenging style or piece to blow?
Challenging style. I have had trouble with two like really specific things. Carb caps, which are like deceptively simple, and I guess like reticellos and fiddlicellos, just because I don't get a tight enough spin on them. Those are like some things that I wish I had more time to focus on, but right now I'm like really want to get into big vessel shaping and like very clean, thick, large shaping, basically.
Nice. Yeah, those reticellos and fiddlicellos, the artists that seem to excel the most at those seem to just strictly do those, which speaks volumes for how difficult that technique is. Is there any type of piece like a recycler or something that you've ever tried once and then you were like, nope, never, ever, ever again?
Carb caps. I haven't returned to carb caps. Yeah, I tried them once. I tried to make 12 of them. All 12 of them failed, and I was like, fuck this, and I never returned to them. But I should, because like they're not that hard, and people love them.
Yeah, definitely. They're top sold item here in the head shops right now because dabbing's such a big thing. Do you collaborate often?
I participate in the first Saturday events that our studio holds.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm just gonna move this camera over here.
Oh, it's all good.
So
no worries. Do your thing.
Get a little bit of a better angle, and I can pop this lens off, and you guys can see like the colors of the thing I was working on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you do the collaboration.
Melted in.
Oh wow! Look at that. Nice and thick, and like you said, it's got that same shaping that you started with.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite collaboration that you've worked on?
No, I don't. I don't really have a favorite one. I'm kind of new to doing collaborations. Like my 4 years of blowing glass, I've only ever collaborated like one time before I got here.
Oh. Cool.
And
have you ever?
Yeah.
Do you have like a dream person who you wish you could collaborate with? Just like of any glass artist?
No, I have like a top 5. I mean, like I have like my dream top 5 artists of like who I want to make work like. But Jake C.
Jake C's a killer.
Dosa.
Murderer.
I count. This is 3 different people, but I count them as one because they all had the same teacher. THC or Talon, Hermit, and Crunk. Chunk. They were all taught by Eric Crunk. And all of their work is fucking fire. I love the whole like thing. Chris Carlson. Really nice Sherlock's. Huge fan of his like shaping, and I used to love like his ship weave work with like the black and white stuff. It was so clean. Yeah. It was so fine. What am I at? I think that's 4. So I think
that was
more.
4, yeah.
And then it's like, okay, Scott Depp.
Yeah.
Scott Deppe. Like, yeah.
OG.
Yeah. OG.
What has it been like working there at the Elevate Premiere Studio?
Oh, it's been awesome. Compared to working in a vacuum, like before I got here, I was working in a an abandoned car dealership in Houston, Texas, and
Wow.
so like I didn't see a lot of other glass blowers, and
I'm sure the glass scene in Texas is, I mean, nowadays I'm sure it's not even extremely
Austin,
booming.
it's really good from what I hear,
Oh,
but like
hmm.
I don't really know. I just in Houston there's only like two places, and I heard one of them got shut down, so um, there really isn't that much many places to go blow glass, and if you go there, it's the studio space isn't as complete as this. This is really awesome.
Nice. So you enjoy the big studio environment that we have at Elevate Premiere?
Oh yeah, 3 going on 4 lace. Like we have, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10, 10 person giant working bench here. Um, I love being able to have access to color all the time and not having to worry about stocking up myself. I can just buy from the shop if I need, if I
Yeah.
I have to.
If
Then
any
we have
glass
the
blowers are
wet
out there
room,
looking for color, hit us up at Elevate Premiere. We do sell color
sandblasting
to glass blowers.
cabinet. We have Wi-Fi. It's 24/7 access. Like
there's
it's the best
there's a lap
$400 I've
wheel
ever spent.
in the vape room, right?
Honestly, yeah, we have a wet saw and a lapidary table. Um, and like just sharing a space with so many other people, like it requires you to just be like really like responsible and not mess with other people's stuff and everything. But
Yeah,
you learn the
absolutely.
trade-off is you learn so much from everybody. Like everybody's working on some cool project all the time, and they're really willing to let me watch them work or give me pointers. Like I feel like I can go up to anybody at the shop at any time and show them like what I'm working on, and feel like they can tell me, like I can pull something helpful from that conversation. And I've seen myself just get so much better in 6 months
That's
here.
awesome. That's really great to hear.
Yeah.
Uh, let's pause for a moment. We'll get Casey with Elevate Dolls in here.
Hey guys, this is Casey with Elevate. I want to tell you about being an Elevate doll. If you're an Elevate doll, you can get really cool stuff like t-shirts or pendants. You also get a 10% off code to use on your orders that you or your friends can use. You also get a 10% credit added to your account. If you want to be an Elevate doll, go to elevatedolls.com. Okay guys, I'm Casey with Elevate. Elevate, mind, body, spirit.
Thanks, Casey. That was awesome. Now let's continue back with Will. What's the latest project you've been working on? I guess you said those thicker forms, but anything else?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm shipping this out or Monday, and it was like my first. So like I've made 4 rigs before, right? But I've never really like gone all in on one. And I had someone actually just tell me to like go for it, and I worked out a
Nice.
deal with them where I'd give it my best shot, and I'm really pleased with how this came out.
Wow,
It's like
that's
my first
awesome.
like full beaker. And
I really
it
like that
sits well.
shaping. I have a rig at home that's almost that exact same shaping.
So this is the only way I know how to do a joint right now. That's the new project is like joint work and getting used to all the different tools that are associated with working with male and female joints and forming them. It's a whole other game.
Definitely. It's good to hear that you've got like goals. You keep setting goals and ideas that you want to work towards and things to accomplish. It's a great way to not get stagnant in your work.
Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me.
So
Put you guys back up here.
we talked about the most difficult piece you ever attempted. What's the most amount of time you've ever spent on a single piece?
I don't really keep track of time, and I don't know how other artists do either. Because
Yeah.
like let's say like that piece that I just showed you. I spent a lot of time like babying it, putting it in the kiln, making sure it was all happy before I worked on it. and then I'd work on
Yeah.
it for like half a minute and throw it in for like another 20 minutes before pulling it out again. So like
Yeah.
I find that extremely difficult to keep track of time, and then sometimes you'll throw it in the kiln, go smoke a bowl with a shop mate or something, and
Hmm.
I just eyeball it, and I'm like, hey, you know, how big of a pain in my butt is this? How big of a like what are the material costs going to be? How quick do I need it out?
Yeah.
And
That
I
makes
work out a
sense.
price just that way. I also like work with people. Like I understand people have different, you know, stuff going on in their life.
Yeah, absolutely. So you do custom work.
I do, depending
Big
on what you
thumbs
want.
up.
Yeah.
Everybody, hit him up at Nero's_fire on Instagram. Have him make you a cool, ultra thick, dope pipe or rig. Challenge his skills. I don't know. Hit him up, talk, figure it out. I'm sure he'd love to make a piece for you.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I've been making
nice,
these bubblers
nice.
for the shop.
Those are
Uh,
dope. Yeah, I've got some like right behind your camera here. I wish I could turn it around and show them, but it's all
awesome.
good. But,
Yeah,
yeah,
this is
those
the
look great.
prototype. This is
Yeah, those look great.
what they're
Oh,
supposed to
so
look
that,
like. And so yeah, I'm trying to make it as close to this as possible. And this was yesterday's attempt. You can see like my can shaping is just a little bit different here, but like
yeah, but
beyond that, they're like
no, looks
pretty accurate. So
absolutely. It's like those what's different between these two images kind of thing.
yeah, that's what I'm working on tonight with melting in all these blanks, this
Nice,
frit
nice. So
stuff.
that frit blank that we saw earlier is going to become a neck or a can of a bubbler.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool. Was oh sorry. How much planning goes into like a large scale piece?
A lot, because it's not just what you want it to look like, and I mean, there's a couple steps. It's like, what do you want it to look like? Well, how do you want it to function? And then you have to like see if it's even possible. Like, take it apart in your
Mm.
head. How many different
Yeah.
steps is it going to take you to get to those different shapes? How are you going to put them together? How are you going to hold them while you're putting them together? Like, there's a lot of little things like that. So you may want to make something like really cool, um, but at the same time, it may not be possible. So like that's a big thing. And then like then it's selecting your materials and taking the time with all of that. Um, Sometimes the first one doesn't work, and you have to work out a prototype and keep, keep trying different things.
Nice. That's my favorite thing about glass is the almost like puzzle aspect of it to where you have to figure things out and things don't always just work for you. So the
Right.
challenge is enjoyable to me. Do you smoke weed yourself?
I do, but I'd still consider myself a light smoker. Like I moved up here in February, and everybody here smokes like crazy strong weed, crazy good weed, crazy tons of
Yeah.
weed. I like one of those guys that like I'll zone out after a hit or two from a spoon pipe still. So yeah, I don't.
Sparingly. So
Yeah,
sparingly is how you
I smoke,
consume.
but I don't. Yeah, I don't smoke that much.
Gotcha. What's your preferred method to smoke?
Um, I really, you know what? I kind of changed. I used to like just hitting big roars all the time, like big bongs, because it's kind of
Yeah.
what I grew up doing.
I
But
like big bongs. Not like. Me too.
yeah, like lately it's been rolling spliffs. I really like
Oh,
rolling
nice.
spliffs, personal spliffs. Yeah,
Very cool.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
it's
I
got
have
to
a
be a
good
personal
mixture
split during
down.
the coronavirus.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't wait to share a joint with my friends.
Corona.
Um, so if you were looking for a pipe or a rig to purchase, what sort of things would you look for?
I really like large tubes, like full-size flower tubes. That isn't
Nice.
where the industry is really going these days, but I really like fine work sections in those with like nice mouthpieces and awesome
Sounds like
bases.
you're
Like,
describing the work of Jake Seaglass.
yeah, Jake C is like, yeah, I love Jake C.
He's a killer. Oh my gosh, his stuff blows my mind sometimes. When he
Yeah,
puts like
lately his cups and
19 sections into a downstem or something like that, it's just like, dude, come on.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he's a madman for sure. Um, what sort of things can we look forward to in the future for Nero's Fire?
More rigs. I'm really trying
More
to get
rigs?
into the joint work, like I was saying, and
Very cool.
yeah, just more rigs is really where my heart is taking me. Heart and
Nice.
everybody keeps asking like probably the very first question that I get is like, "Whoa, can you make me a bong?" And so I would just
Yeah.
like to say yes to that after 4 years. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a good feeling when you can be
yeah.
like, yes, what kind of bong would you like? That's dope. And so you got another frit section you're melting in there. Is that the same color as the first one?
Yeah, it's the same. It's not one color. I actually made like a little mystery mix.
Oh,
Um,
nice. What's in the
it's
mix?
mostly amber, purple, black, mystery aventurine, and then I accidentally did 2 scoops of some sort of blue that I I don't know what it is. I thought it was
Oh,
black, but it's some sort of blue, and it says contaminated on it. So it's some mystery
some
concoction.
mystery
Yeah,
Flavor Town. So
yeah.
concoction coming up. Yeah, there we go. Uh, it sounds like it's gonna look cool. I mean, I'm a
It
huge fan of
does.
anything with
That's why I was
amber purple in it.
pulling out the other one to show you guys, because like the first one that I made turned out really well. I mean, I like the color combo.
Awesome.
But that's the other great thing about frit. It's like not just dumping a bunch of color down a tube. Like if you get your proportions right and pick the
Yeah,
right colors, you can get really cool, like thematic color schemes.
Yeah, absolutely. I know for we got a couple right here that are like Halloween colors, like black and orange. I've seen red and white ones
Yes.
come through the shop pretty often. Those ones tend to be popular. But yeah, anything with amber purple, I'm a sucker for. So I look forward to seeing how this piece turns out for you. I mentioned again, at Nero's_fire is where all these wonderful people can find you on Instagram. Just about does it for me. Well, I don't really have any more questions for you. Thanks so much
Oh,
for your time, man. Hope you have a great night.
absolutely. Do you need me to disconnect, or will you throw me out of here?
I believe we will end the call. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, dude. You
You have a
rock.
good one, man.
See
Absolutely.
ya. I'll
Bye.
see you on like Wednesday. I'll be at the studio.
Awesome. Okay. Nice. Have a good one. I'm
Cool.
giving you a thumbs up, but the fire's too hot.
Awesome. I appreciate it. See you, dude.
Okay. All right. Bye.